to make this video on my thoughts on the third day and stuff like that. So it's not like a level 1 or 3 or 4 or whatever. I got some pretty level, intense levels of prayer and stuff. But so the Maccabees, Jonathan Maccabee went with Lace Diamonds, and little thoughts on, because it's part of the Corinthian hand, stuff like that, and that's totally goes up the right arm and stuff. That what's really interesting is like the birthstones, stuff like that. Like the Ob one is like when the Americans were found by Columbus, was right there in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, or the Dominican Republic, and Haiti and Aruba. That's a birthstone. So that, I mean, my mom asked me like when were the Americans found? Like 1492 when, you know, Columbus did. But so, and then another thing is like, I mean, I meant in a good way, like Big Bird and stuff like that, like with Netanyahu and stuff, and like but there's like another thing is like on the third day of creation is because they look at like China and Russia or whatever as far north as McDog and stuff like that. So and Gog and like okay, seeing like Vietnam and stuff. And when Ho Chi Minh came down and stuff like that, and took Saigon and stuff like that, and they pulled out the same year as they had to pull out Siddim and stuff like that, or Siddim or wherever, or what's Libya now and stuff. I call it like the Eagle Crown and stuff like that. But freaking I've always looked at like Southeast Asia conflict as like an eagle and stuff, you know, and that's where I get my whole thoughts when I go hunting with my son and stuff like that. Is, you know, when we come out, we read scripture and stuff like that, and then we go on the hunt. We take a index finger, put in the ashes, and you know, black eye. So, but to teach him that in this world that, you know, as a Cub Scout after his bar mitzvah, Christian bar mitzvah and stuff, that teach him in this world that, you know, there will be a time where you have to defend yourself. Well, obviously, with our Christian Armenian Holocaust and stuff like that you'll have to defend yourself as a Christian and as almost as an ethnic group in some ways, because they went after a certain ethnic group, you know, because they're Christians. So, I mean, because the parable is there, you know, there's a parable maybe. That, how can I say it, is, so seeing that as a birthstone to Americans, you know, or whatever that, you know, whatever you want to look at, 1492, that, okay, well, let's go over to the big thing, like, and it's a parable, it's an interesting parable about the third day that Christ rose from the dead, and that's right there on, you know, the lace, you know. So, lace up Nikes, wherever you want to look at it, but, you know, victory, Christian victory. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, but if you read on the third day, there's really interesting of creationism, or creation in to make. So since China is into economic Marxism, basically, they use their goat, and that's where I really came through reading about Daniel 8, was I saw the big picture of, and it first came looking at like England and Scotland Yard as the row, you know, the Queen row that looks east and stuff like that, and you have the Roman, you know, Norway or not Norway, but the Normandy and stuff like that, like, you know, did you want, you know, I guess, I don't know, you could look at like cool stuff, but that's where he leans back into Netherlands, into the chiefdom and stuff like that. So South Korea looks to the Book of Judges of Netherlands and stuff like that. So the Republic, it's the Fifth Republic or something like that. But okay, so I know I'm going off into other stuff, but it's to make. So economic Marxism is, and with China owning a illegal interest rate on our debt, it's a big deal that they call they're dead. If the dollar bill can't cover it, then I don't know what to do. So looking at the third day of creationism is there's like this sea monster or something like that is really, and it's got diamond on it and stuff like that, or diamond or birthstone or whatever. So that Leviathan, and that's where Leviathan became real interesting. I mean, I used to look to like Cam and all that stuff, the hippo that faced Leviathan and all that stuff. But that's a whole different equation now. I guess it would have had been married. I guess that would have been Alaska left arm. But whatever. So, because that's where the Canadians went to Juneau and stuff like that. The Norman or the Roman, you say Roman now, coast or wherever, Roman left arm. So the third day is in Corinthians. Christ rose from the dead. That's where it became interesting. That's where I started looking at the third day of creation. And if you look at Tijuana, it's right there. I mean, that's the big bird, the big bad bird, or whatever you want to look at, the big big bad sea monster. I don't know, but it's to make Tav, the 7 days, God stamping his seal on creation. So everyone applies that, to Magog and all that stuff, and Gog. So I don't know. They're looking to make the new man through, I don't know, means of not from the church. So I know South Korea looks like a cub or whatever. It's got the horns, she cub or whatever. Girl Scout, whatever. This chick that I talked to, this Christian South Korean, which was fun. She was an artist and stuff. She totally made the cardinal rule problem come true and stuff like that. They have a little, like Poggy or whatever. I don't know. I mean, cool people. You know what I'm saying? But they're all about the male goat or the male sheep having the place, the green place, and like the whole matrix and stuff like that. So they're deep in like Asian Minor customs and stuff like that. So, but the scary thing is that the calm line formation, they basically brought down. That's where the Calvary Patch or wherever, I guess, is where the human. Like, they basically did, like, a pike move in Gettysburg, basically. They stacked the lines. That's what you do in football. You have, like, the quarterback, running back, tailback, and your line opens up. You stack your lines of men, and that's what they were trying to do in Gettysburg, is that they were basically trying to open a gap in and shoot down the line. So that's calm line formation or something like that. That's what football's interesting. But, that's what they did. So I know North Korea probably wants a saber rattle. I mean, and that's the whole thing, is that's their old school Marxism or economic Marxism. Is that when the tariffs probably started coming in. So okay, so I got shut down again. Well, it's actually a pretty long video, but is that's what's, I'll just kind of finish it up real fast. That's what's to make is an important thing, to make stuff, to create and stuff like that. So I don't know. Christian labor is honest, I guess, the best way, or sweat the brow, Christ visited earth, like that on the brim. So everyone wants to know about Magog and all that, so that's what's scary about it. If we don't have a defense shield, they won't start working on defense in the westerns. So, guess I'll leave it at that. So, I guess I kind of explained it, but explain more. But it's about the third day. Christ rose on the third day. So either E equals MC square, freaking cube. So, to learn, or the 12th letter of Hebrew. So I don't know. It just looks like a big thing, like that big, like a big, like the little eagle, and then you have the big eagle, or whatever, or a big, not even the eagle. I don't even know what they. I know, I know. My dad took the eagle away and fought over the nation, so I don't know what China is. We've been fighting them long since, so that's what they're doing. Hope it makes sense.